started.
Okay. My name is Win. I topped the Seattle Regional yesterday.
What deck did you play?
I played ABC XYZ Fiendsmith combo. It was kind of a pile. I put it together the night before the event because my other deck, Bestial Control, did so terrible at a local that I didn't want to play it, and I felt like the combos, people were just cracking the board and killing me, and I was like, that's not happening. So instead I played a deck that makes like enough to just stop any deck.
Sounds good. Let's see the list.
So we're gonna start off with our ABCs. So we have 1A, 3B, and 1C. B is really good because if you open it in conjunction with Union Hanger, you just like basically win the game because you have lines through Ash and Nib and stuff. C and A are both good in their own right, but you don't really want to play more than one of them. C specifically, there's an argument to play two, and I think what I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to put up on cards. And so I do want to probably play 2 of B, or 2 of C, but still. This is the ratio that I think was best for that event. So we have these. We have triple Union Hanger, as well as set rotation and terraforming. This is the best card in the deck, and it's like not close at all. Union Hanger does literally everything. If you just leave it on field, if they like stop your combo and you have some non-engine, you leave it on field. You get to a normal summon next turn, you still win the game. So like this card's crazy. Set rotation searches it. Terraforming searches it. Set rotation's a little better because it plays around droll, but like you're still playing 5 copies of your field spell. And I only got drolled like twice yesterday. I have a hunch that people were not maining droll yesterday and they were siding it, which I think is the wrong play. I think you main droll this format, but either way. Moving on, we have, put this aside. We have the X, Y, and Z stuff. So we have 3X cross cannon. This is like your 1-card combo that wins you the game. This card is really busted. It equips from deck. It does light lock you from the extra deck, but it equips from deck and lets you summon the monster, which is huge. There are lines where you still go into Union Driver, which you'll see later. But yeah, this card's crazy. There's also the Searcher with it, Union activation, but that does mean you have to play the brick. X-Head Cannon, which this card is terrible. It does literally nothing. That being said, if you open this plus the plus Union Hanger, you can still play through an Ash because it's a machine. So you can still equip from deck. So sometimes that still wins you the game, as sad as that is. Along with the X's, we have 1Y and 1Z. These cards are busted. There's an argument to not play Z, but I disagree because it just like tacks the XYZ onto the end board, or does a soul charge. And I think that both of those are really good. Notably though, I did not resolve the soul charge once. It wasn't necessary to win any of the games, but it did add a pop, which is really good versus Malice. Whereas like the banish kind of does nothing, the pop just wins. So yeah. But I didn't play against any Malice yesterday, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. That's our X, Y, and Z stuff. I play a super small Fiendsmith engine. It's literally just to try to play through hand traps and bait stuff. So 1 Lacrima, 1 Engraver, 1 Lurie, and then 3 Tract. This was really bad because opening Tract is really good for obvious reasons. You make Desiree and you win, but it's still really bad because if you open Lacrima and nothing else to do, it's still not full combo because you normal summon Lacrima, send the Engraver, and then link into Requiem, and you don't have anything. So I would probably play 2 Engraver and 1 Tract like this if I were going forward, and I probably will do that. So yeah, that's it for the Fiendsmith engine though. Mostly what you're doing is you're getting into the Fiendsmith engine through Moon, the Little Moon Goddess. As for like the last Union card, or the last like ABC card really, not the last Union card, we have 3 copies of Unauthorized Reactivation. This is the best card in the deck, and it's like not close slightly. There was a line yesterday where some guy tried to Imperm and Veiler my X-Cross Cannon, and I still full comboed and killed him because of Unauthorized Reactivation. This card is busted. Yeah, you have to play this. This is crossout and an extender all in one. So good. This is moving on to like the combo bullshit that you have to play. I guess technically you don't have to play this specifically, but we're playing 1 Disc Coliseum and 1 Regulus. I'd probably play 2 Regulus if I could, and I am going up on cards, so I probably will play 2 Regulus. But the 1 Disc Coliseum is necessary, both for set rotation reasons and for the second card, or the third card I'm going to show, which is Torque Tune Gear.
What is this?
So Torque Tune Gear allows you to utilize. Sorry, it's not here. It's my extra deck. Allows you to utilize Union Controller. You search the Torque Tune Gear as a Union, you special it with Union Controller, you synchro into Ancient Fairy Dragon, use Ancient Fairy Dragon to pop Union Hanger, and then you play Disc Coliseum and you get another Omni. This line I determined is really good, especially since like normal summon Torque Tune Gear is sometimes full combo. So yeah, I don't know. I think this card's really good. I should probably, it's one of those bricks that you like kind of don't want to draw. So I don't know. But yeah, this engine is super good. I think most ABC decks should play it, unless you're trying to play more low to the ground, which is something the deck can do, but I obviously didn't go that route. Going into like a bunch of my stupid one-ofs that are non-engine, I played Called by the Grave, Triple Tactics Talent, Crossout Designator, and then this was 1 Meowls and 1 Perulia. I borrowed them from a friend, which is why I don't have them now. But stop hand traps. This also actually breaks boards against Mitsurugi, though. This card's crazy. This I opened like once. I took someone's Desiree and won the game. And this I kept opening all day, and it was not useful, actually. So I'm not going to cut it, but I don't know how like good this is. It really only helps versus Nib, and I have tech for that in the sideboard, so I don't know if I need that. But these two are definitely super good. This card is so mid after getting limited, I'm gonna be honest. For other non-engine, we have 3 Droll and Lockbird, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Forbidden Droplet, and 3 Molcharmi Foolos. These 3 are amazing. Ash, I'm gonna be honest, this card would be terrible in today's meta if you could not stop the Molcharmies. The other ones though, Droll ends Mitsurugi turn. It also just like stops Malice follow-up. Foolos, you can crack boards with this deck, not like easily, but you can crack them enough to where Foolos, whatever your opponent sets up, is like, you got it. And then Forbidden Droplet is, this card is crazy. I was opening this card like all day, and it won me a lot of games, especially versus Mitsurugi, where they like try to reborn their guy, so you can just hold it. It's like not like Dark Ruler no more. You can chain it to anything. They try to Raigeki you, chain it. It doesn't matter. This card's busted. So is Droll. I would love to open Droll more. I really didn't. But yeah. And I realized that I forgot to add these earlier in the Union section, but here is Union Pilot and Union Driver. I opened this guy once yesterday, and I conceded that game, so don't worry about it. But if you're playing a lot of cards, you probably won't open it, so it's okay. Union Pilot is crazy. If anyone tells you to play the Galaxy Soldier stuff, do not. Just play Union Pilot. It makes an in-archetype Cyber Dragon Affinity so crazy, so good. I'll move on to the extra deck now, and we'll do the side deck later. We're going to start out with our Link monsters. We have 1 Requiem. I only play 1 because it's like an auxiliary engine, right? Because you're just playing the Fiendsmith stuff as an auxiliary engine, so it actually like doesn't really matter if you get Bestial and stuff. And I didn't get Bestial at all yesterday. I think people are just straight up not playing Bestials this format, which is fair, because like if you Bestial Malice, they like don't. It's like that. I'm playing the one of Sequence and the one of Moon of the Closed Heaven. This is just the Link 2 that gets you into Requiem, and then Sequence, you know, you do the fuse. It's a part of the line. You actually can't play Caesar, so it's really important that you play Sequence, because you get light locked really early on in your turn from the extra deck, so you can't play Caesar since he's a water, but you can play all the rest of the stuff. We also have Lina and Underworld Goddess. This is going to sound dumb, but this card's actually an end board piece. And this card is a card you need to mandatorily go into over the course of your turn. But it actually does nothing. This card's terrible. I should play another Link 2 that does more. Probably, I'm thinking Artifact Dagda, but those lines are kind of bogus, so I don't know. The last Link monster we're playing, and this one's the most integral, is Platinum Gadget. Platinum Gadget is the bread and butter, okay? Platinum Gadget is goated. Platinum Gadget is my best friend. This card makes the most heinous end boards I've ever seen because you can contact fuse with it into Union Controller. So that'll move on to the Fusion section. We're playing one Union Controller. This searches any card in your deck, literally, and it summons any machine from your hand. So you search and then you immediately summon whatever it is. 2 copies of ABC Dragon Buster. I didn't summon the second one because anytime anyone got to their turn and I did full combo, they just conceded. They took like 2 game actions and then they looked at my board and said no chance, and they conceded. So it doesn't really matter. We got XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon. This thing can do a soul charge, but like I said, I never even activated it. It's also just a discard to pop, whereas this one's a discard to banish. This card's really mid though. I'm like, honestly, it's just good because you can tack it onto an end board for free. So that is sick though. You can tack it on for free. So, and the last fusion is Desiree. You're not playing Agnum Day in this, which I'm sure you noticed. One, it plays around Typhon, which doesn't matter that much, but still, it's nice. And 2, you don't have space, so. 1 Synchro, it's Ancient Fairy Dragon. It's to do the line with Torque Tune Gear, which is the worst card I was playing in this deck, I think probably by far, maybe X-Head Cannon. But still, this card's crazy. It wins in time. First of all, it makes a mainline combo win in time, which is, as a person who has lost a lot in time playing a control deck previously, so nice. I hate losing in time, and this card fixes that, and it also summons from hand. Sometimes the battle phase thing matters, where it skips your battle phase. Usually you're playing it going first. So just like, yeah. A lot of times I sided out Torque Tune Gear going second, so you can just kind of ignore AFD then. It's fine. As for Xyz's, we have 1 Exciton Knight. I don't know. I don't really know what I was cooking with this. This card is like good, but I never summoned it because honestly, what you're trying to do in this deck is you're just trying to power through whatever your opponent has, and Exciton Knight doesn't really help you. Sometimes I got stranded on 2 4s, but if you're stranded on 2 4s, you're probably just going to make Platinum Gadget and win. So I don't really know why I'm playing this necessarily, but it is theoretically a good card, but I never made it yesterday, so I don't know. And then we have 1 Nova and 1 Infinity. You make this with Union Pilot's effect, equipping the Union Driver. Everything in this deck is a soft once per turn, so you can use Driver to equip something else from your deck. And then later in the turn, you can equip Union Pilot and bounce it and equip Driver and still get the summon off, even if it says both effects are once per turn. It doesn't matter because nothing in this deck is once per turn in all honesty. So, yeah. It's an Omni. And I never got nibbed on this. So, yeah, we're good. Moving on to the side deck. There's nothing too spicy here. I was kind of dumb with it though. I was kind of terrible. 2 Ghost Ogre. This card won me my round 8 game 3. I Ghost Ogre to Duo Drive, and it was the sauciest thing ever. And it was sick. It was super overpowered, and I won. It was so dope. Lancia, which I didn't side in literally all day, except for once to try to cross it out in case they Lancia'd me, because I need to banish to contact fuse. But the only person that it would have mattered against used Chaos Hunter and not Lancia, so that sucked, but I still won that game, so I guess it didn't matter that much. 2 Ghost Bell. I don't think I ever drew this, so I can't really tell you if it was good or not. I drew it in a different deck on locals yesterday, and like, I don't know, it was fine. You can Ghost Bell Mitsurugi stuff, you can Ghost Bell the Bystials, but it didn't like pull its weight. It is a little better than Ash though, which is kind of weird to say, but still. For breakers, we have 1 of Storm and 1 of Duster. I ripped this against a trap deck yesterday, and it was heinous. That was sick, dude. That was awesome. And then back to the hand traps. It's 2 Nib and 3 imperm. It probably should have been 3 nib and 2 imperm, but you know, I don't know. I made this very late at night last night, so, or 2 nights ago. And the last card is Frontline Base. This one requires some explanation, or a little more explanation rather. So, there are combos where you can play around nib if you go into Union Controller. You can search Frontline Base, and if they nib you here, you still win because you activate Frontline Base, you summon Z, which summons Y, and then Y summons B, and then B searches whatever you want, and you win anyway. This never came up once, but I also never drew it as a brick, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, Frontline Base. This card is by far the worst card. I showed my deck list to someone yesterday, and he took a picture of this card and started laughing. So I think that tells you all you need to know. Anyway, yeah, this will be it.